I'm here with Ms. Krutilla today to talk with her about the famous outdoor education field trip she organizes each year with 6th grade students. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today for the interview.
You're welcome.
What days will the trip take place this year?
This year, Outdoor Ed is on the 19th and 20th of April, always a Thursday and a Friday.
When do you start taking students on this trip?
Well, my first time on this trip was 16 years ago. I stayed in the Pocahontas cabin. Then the next year, I was put into training to become the coordinator. Mrs. Becker and Mrs. Colby were the founders of this trip 23 to 25 years ago, and they taught me everything I needed to know, and I'm continually doing it.
What are some of the things you hope students will learn and take away from going on outdoor education field trip?
Let's see. On this trip, I want the students to first have a blast because I love it. It's like a huge sleepover with your best friends and new ones that you're going to add. Second, you meet and become friends with people that you may or may not know. And then third is hopefully you learn something. There are 6 activities on this trip that we offer, and many of them are new to students, so there's always something new to learn.
What is your favorite memory ever on the trip?
My favorite memory was from the first few years I was a coordinator. If students lost their name tags and I found it, I would call them up to the stage and they would have to sing a song of my choosing to earn it back, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Row 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 Your Boat, or the Barney song, which was my favorite.
I know it takes a lot of effort to put together such an awesome trip, but what is the hardest thing about planning the trip?
The hardest thing is probably placing all the students with their friend of their choosing, either in a cabin or in a group that they want to be with. Because this trip isn't really, it's about working together and enjoying nature and being like a scientist and meeting new people. So it's not always just being with every single person that you want to be with and your friends. You want to meet new people.
What do you have the most fun with during the trip?
Oh gosh, I love watching how the students act when they're not at school. Some kids have never been out of Chicago Ridge before, and this trip is an exciting memory that they will remember for the rest of their lives. I like watching how the students eat foods that you normally wouldn't eat. Like when you say fried chicken, they think of Kentucky Fried, not home fried chicken. And how they love being outside and they're not using technology. They don't have a TV, a phone, electronic device. It's all using nature. And you know how the students that are kind to one another when they go on this trip, they have fun. And I get a lot of students that have graduated high school and college that come back and they email me saying, can I go back? Can I be a chaperone? And I hope that this trip provides a lot of memories for each of the students that attend this.
Okay. Thank you for your time today and for all the time you spend making outdoor education field trip memorable for us.
You're welcome.